I know the world is sad collectively and still stunned by the death of Prince. I took it hard. I imagined that I'd see Prince in his 70s or 80s strut across a stage to receive or present an award and think, man, he still looks good. Tomorrow makes 4 weeks since Prince died. I'm still so blue and heartbroken. He was such a huge part of my life. I was 11 when his first album was released, and his lyrics and performances and interviews showed me what being confident looked like. He's been a part of my life for 37 years, so in a sense, he's family. No less family than a blood relative. A friend of mine and I were talking the other day about who family is and what that looks like, and we agreed that family is someone who loves and supports you, or someone you love and support. See, we both have friends that are like family members, and family members that are like strangers. So I remember how I felt when I first saw his video. It was 1979, and I was excited. First of all, because videos are relatively new, at least for the artist that I enjoyed. So I'd already fallen in love with his hit song, I Want to Be Your Lover, from the radio. And then I see the video, and it was oddly exciting to see a beautiful man with hair longer and bouncier than mine, with a mustache, singing in a spine-tingling falsetto voice. I was so intrigued by his flamboyance and charisma. So first I was into his music, then I got into the man. He was so cool. His music was my soundtrack since I was 11. So I didn't expect to feel this way for someone I'd not officially met in person or talked to or built a relationship or friendship with. But I truly loved and admired him. And there were periods where I didn't listen to, his CDs as intently as I would have in the earlier days. But I always bought it. I had to have it. Whether I liked his first single or not, I always loved him. I'm so grateful for the music collection that I have and all the music I anticipate to be released soon. I'm definitely a better person because of who I've become, listening to and loving such a creative, unique, and compassionate genius. There's several things, but one thing that has inspired me as I reflect on all that I've noticed about Prince is his work ethic. He seemed to work tirelessly on any and everything he set his mind on. Now, I'm a perfectionist in some ways, but in other ways, I will hide my head in the sand like an ostrich, temporarily running from something difficult. When I watch Prince perform or be interviewed, I see a person who was uncompromising. He seemed to be his authentic self, and it was powerful to watch. Deep down, I feel a little resentment for all the ways that I compromised who I was and how often I did that. The jobs and relationships that killed my spirit, bitterness I took too long to let go of, but even more hurtful, the many times and ways that I diminished my gifts and talents for the sake of approval. It would be a tragedy if Prince weren't his authentic self. Maybe his life's work wouldn't have touched me so immensely if that were the case, but he was his authentic self. At least I believe he was. I couldn't possibly and truly know for sure, but there was something consistent and electrifying that emanated from this man every time he opened his mouth. I truly adore him. It would also be a tragedy if I weren't my authentic self. And I know I hadn't been for a while. A long while, actually. But no more. I can't help but think, what am I missing out on? What are my children and loved ones missing out on with me not being my authentic self? I must teach my children to be themselves. That being themselves is very cool. Quote from Wendy, of Wendy and Lisa of The Revolution. She said, he had an ability to make you want to be your best self. We could all die any day. Before I let that happen, I will dance my life away.